Hello everyone, I'm Gila, the online Pilates instructor, and in this video I'm going to take you through a few simple exercises and stretches that you can do to loosen off and release through your hips. If we get tight round the hips, obviously all these muscles are all going to have an impact on the positioning of our pelvis, which is then going to have a knock-on effect up through the spine and to our posture and so on. So it's really important that we think about this area around our hips. We're all for strengthening, which is great, but you've got to have that balance and have that mobility and flexibility as well. So if you start laying on your back and you just hug your knees into your chest, and your right hand's on your right knee, left hand's on your left knee, and just start by taking both knees in a circle and go one way and then the other. This is quite nice through the lower back. And then we're going to take the knees in opposite directions. So taking them out and away from each other and round. Just working through the hips. Do one more. And then reverse, take it the other way. Circle round. Try and make that circle as big as you can, with the hands staying on the knees. And just do one more. Well done. And then you can hug your right knee in. And then we can take little circles with this right leg. So this in Pilates is called our one leg circle. So we're just circling the knee as if it's drawing a circle on the ceiling, trying to keep everything else nice and still, the pelvis still, keeping in our neutral spine. And we're going to remember to circle both ways. So do 3 or 4 in one direction and then change legs. Okay, so the other leg is bent. We're keeping the pelvis still, just slight connection there through those abdominals. Keep the circle small to begin with. You don't want to take it too big and lose the alignment with the rest of your body. So 3 or 4 in one direction and change, and 3 and 4 in the other direction. You can repeat that, or you can do it with your legs straight if you want to, drawing the circle with the foot. And again, just keep the circle small to begin with. The other leg is keeping still. Tummy is connected, keeping the pelvis still and stable, but really working through this hip joint here, mobilising through the hip. A little bit of strength work going on as well. And then we'll change legs. Remembering we're doing 3 or 4 in one direction and then 3 or 4 in the opposite direction. And you want to try and make that circle as smooth as you can as you're drawing it with the leg. So making sure you've changed direction and then hugging the knees in. So that just helps to loosen up a little bit through the hips, mobilise. Another stretch you can then do is to bring the soles of the feet together. You can hold on to the soles of the feet if that's comfortable and let the knees just come out to the side. Now you can just let gravity do their work and just let them, gravity draw your knees down. If you want to, you can use your elbows, gently press the legs down. Try not to bounce. Just gently press them down. You may find that you have one side that feels a bit easier than the other side. So just be aware we're not all completely symmetrical, and you may have one side that's a bit tighter than the other. So just holding it down and then release. And then you can repeat it again. Trying to let the legs relax as you push them down, just gently, just encouraging that lengthening and opening out through the hip. Well done, and release. And then you can stretch out through the front of your hips here, your hip flexors. So if you come to a kneeling position, if you scoop the tailbone under, pushing the hip forwards and really sort of relax into that stretch. So I'm not back here, I'm gently encouraging that hip forwards. And if you want to take it deeper, take your same arm as your back leg. So for me, that's my right one at the minute. and I'm going to reach up and over to the side. And that just takes that a little bit deeper into the front of the hip. And release. So if we do it on the other leg, I'll do this one facing you. So you're tucking under again, you're pushing the hip gently forwards, we're stretching out here through the front of the hip flexors. And then it's same arm as that back leg, can reach up and over. Just feel that a little bit deeper now in the front of the hip. Well done. Okay, we're then going to just open our hips out a little bit more, and you're going to bend your right leg up and your left foot is going to rest on the top of the knee. Now if that's too much for you, you can just place it on the floor and just gently take the knee down like that, or go back to this stretch that we did earlier. A slightly deeper stretch though is if you place your foot on the top of your knee and just the weight of your arm, you don't need to push much. I can feel that stretching already. You can feel it stretching deep through the glutes here at the back. So you can just hold it there. And actually I quite like to do both of these. So you can hold it here and then you can lay down, and I think that just changes where you feel the stretch slightly. So lower yourselves down, keep your feet as they are, try and relax your upper body, and then just let gravity really open out through here, through the front of the hips. And I find that changes where it stretches slightly, so you can do both or do whichever one works for you. And you just hold it there. And just try and relax into the stretch. And then to come out, best way is just to release that top leg. Ooh, and you can bring yourself up and round. So then we do that with the other leg. So you're going to bend your left leg in, right leg in front if that's better for you. Ideally on top of that knee if you want a deeper stretch, and just the weight of that hand coming down. Feel that stretching again through the glutes, through the hip on that side. So you can hold it there for a bit longer, or again, same thing, is to lay yourselves down. And again, it might feel different on this side than the other side. We're not perfectly symmetrical. It's just being aware of how our body is, and just letting gravity open out through the hips. And then releasing that top leg and coming back up to sitting. Well done. Okay, last little one I'm going to give you then, ideally use a band for around your foot. You can use a scarf or something like that, but I find the band gives you a bit more stretch and a bit more support. Your leg not in the band is straight along the floor, other leg is in the band. And first of all, you're going to hold on to both ends of the band in the opposite hand, other arm comes out to the side. So I've got my right leg in the band, holding it with my left, right hand out to the side. Then I'm going to turn my leg inwards, rotating inwards from the hip, draw it in towards my chest, and then take it across my body. Let the hips go a little bit, and you can feel that really deep. I can feel it nice and deep through here. This is a good one for people who perhaps sometimes suffer with sciatic pain as well. It helps to release down there. So again, you've got your leg in the band, so let the band relax. And you're just holding it there. And then when you bring it back up to centre, we're going to change hands. So you can add a little hamstring stretch in here as well if you want to, which again is good for the hips. But I'm going to hold right leg in the band, holding with the right hand, left arm to the floor. Rotate the leg outwards this time and take the leg out to the side, holding onto that band nice and tight, trying to keep these hips facing the ceiling and just stretching out through the inner hip here, opening out. And just relaxing into that stretch. And then bringing the leg back up. Again, little hamstring stretch if you wanted, a little added stretch there, and bend the leg to release. And then we'll do it on the other side. So I'll turn around so you can see me a bit easier. So left hand is in the band this time, right leg straight. holding the band with both ends of the band with your right hand, left hand out to the side. Rotate the leg inwards and then draw the leg in and across the body. Make sure you come in first. So with the leg's not out here, try and draw it in and then across, and then you'll get a better, a deeper stretch here through the outer part of the hip. And just again, relaxing, holding it in that stretch. So really good stretch, this one really feels like it's doing some good, really deep into the hip there. And then change. So we're going to swap hands. You're going to turn the leg outwards, your right hand's on the floor, and then you're opening out, holding onto the band. Try not to let these hips go with you here. Keep them pointing to the ceiling. And again, you get a better stretch if your legs stop down here. Draw it in and across it as far as is comfortable for you. As long as you can feel a stretch, that's fine. It's doing its job. And then bringing the leg back up. Little extra hamstring stretch there if you want it. And then release. So there's a few little exercises there and stretches just to help release, stretch out and open out through the hips. So let me know how you get on with those. As always, if you enjoy the videos, please subscribe and I'll see you next time.